the ICV, Islamic Council of Victoria, is the peak body representing over 200,000 Muslims here in Victoria. We're a member-based organisation. A lot of our member societies have mosques, have large constituencies throughout all of metropolitan Melbourne and regional Victoria. We are very much in touch with the grassroots through our member societies. We understand what's happening at the grassroots, and we provide a range of services. But I'm confident in saying that Islamophobia is our number one priority area for advocacy, and we advocate with government, with media, with police, with academics, with NGOs, human rights organisations, the whole broad spectrum. And we've gone further than words. Words are important, advocating is important, but we've actually gone further. We've actually invested quite a bit of resource and money in establishing what we call Islamophobia platform, which is a resource platform for the Muslim community. Basically provides information, provides toolkits for member societies and individuals. It also provides referrals. So, people, for example, professionals who are psychologists, social workers, lawyers, who can actually assist the victims of Islamophobia. We're now into our third stage of that, or about to start, I should say, our third stage of that project. We are, as I said, investing a lot of our time and effort into maintaining and improving that platform. We want to increase the level of reporting of Islamophobia, which is a common problem and this is not only in Australia but around the world, underreporting of Islamophobia incidents. We are probably only capturing 10, at most 20%, at most. So that what that means is that the problem is is not being fully appreciated, and we need to correct that. The ICV is wanting to ensure that the Islamophobia platform also is a means of capturing more of the problem than it's currently being captured. We work in collaboration with partners, whether that be other Muslim organisations, whether it be police, whether it be human rights organisations like VERIOC, Victorian Equal Opportunity and Human Rights Commission. So that is ongoing work for us, ongoing work. And we've also developed a position statement, a very comprehensive, very extensively researched position statement, which describes Islamophobia, describes the impacts, describes the causes, and has very clear recommendations for different stakeholder groups, whether it be the executive government, whether it be the legislature who make the laws, whether that be for police, whether that be for media and Muslim community in general. So it's a very multi-layered document, and that is effectively now being launched and will be shared extensively. It will be certainly shared and will spearhead a lot of our future advocacy work with government, all the way from the Prime Minister down to members of Parliament in the Victorian Parliament. So the broad spectrum, as well as with all of the stakeholders I mentioned before, certainly with media, certainly police, and universities. So we will use that position statement to actually, if you like, reinvigorate the debate and discussion around Islamophobia, and within sort of an intellectual framework, because I think that's very important. So look, we are working. The work hasn't ended. We still really have a lot more to do, and sadly, since Christchurch, we've actually seen an increase in Islamophobic attacks, which to some people might be a real surprise, because certainly there was an outpouring of sympathy after Christchurch and a lot of solidarity with the Muslim community, which is wonderful. But it has also emboldened a lot of people to act, people that have hate in their hearts, and they are acting upon that. So unfortunately, the task is as great if not greater than before. One thing we are doing now is, for example, where people are complaining about Islamophobic discrimination, we're actually standing with them and representing them in terms of complaints being made under the Victorian Racial and Religious Tolerance Act. So we've done there are a couple of cases where we've done that, and we'll continue to do that. We'll provide support. We'll also refer to the relevant authorities, what we are doing is building that ability to be able to case manage incidents as well, because I think we have to think about these victims as certainly suffering trauma. I think it's really important. I think people need to understand that if you're a Muslim woman who is a hijabi, she wears a hijab, she's public, obviously Muslim, and she is vilified, she's intimidated, she may actually suffer some physical attack. And this happens not just once, but it happens all the time. It leads to, obviously, trauma. And so they have to be treated almost as trauma victims. And so their cases need to be handled very sensitively by the right level of expertise, and we need to make sure the right people are supporting them. The ICV will play a role in doing that. We certainly won't provide all of the required services, but we can play a role in actually making sure we direct to the right areas and people are getting the right level of support. The work is ongoing. It's really ongoing. And the ICV will continue to champion the response to Islamophobia. And we're really looking forward to having conversations with different parts of society, using the Islamophobia position statement as a sort of a vehicle to do that.